All right. Thank you, John. As America celebrates its 250th anniversary, Justice Neil Gorsuch is marking the milestone with a new picture book that is out today. It's called The Heroes of 1776, the story of the Declaration of Independence. The book highlights iconic figures like George Washington and Thomas Jefferson, along with lesser-known patriots and the sacrifices they made for independence. Supreme Court Justice Neil Gorsuch joins us live now. Justice Gorsuch, welcome. Good to have you back.
So good to see you, Sandra. Thank you for having me.
I've got this beautiful new book, beautifully illustrated new book in my hands. I don't think it could just be a children's book. I think it could be a refresher for so many Americans. You've talked a lot about this, that we're lacking civics education in America today. Why did you feel so compelled to write this book?
Well, you're right. I've been beating the drum about the need for more civics education, understanding our history for some time. And my co-author and dear friend, Janie Nitze, who's the mother of 3 young kids and the founder of a preschool, said, "Old man, you ought to do something about it." And so here we are.
And you write in this book, I'll put this up on the screen, at the heart of it all, were ordinary people willing to do extraordinary things and risk all they had to secure a better life for themselves, their children, and generations to come. So what's the message in the book? And, you know, what do you want people to know out there? This feels like such a big passion of yours.
Yeah, it is. And I wanted people to realize the humanity of those individuals who fought and died for our chance to have the Declaration of Independence's 3 great ideas become realized, and the chance for us to realize them. And of course, it's George Washington and Ben Franklin, but it's also lesser known people. Mary Catherine Goddard, Caesar Rodney, 18-year-old Emily Geiger, 21-year-old Nathan Hale, that children will meet through the pages of this book. And I hope they'll find some inspiration, both in the ideas of the Declaration and in the virtues, the courage, the sacrifice, that's required in order to preserve and to carry that torch forward for the next generation.
You know, Justice Gorsuch, I had the honor of sitting down with you first back in 2019, just a couple years into your service in the court. And I remember then asking you what it was like, as you were still fairly new then. Here's how you described that moment.
This is a very small institution. There are 9 of us. You're asking about our collegiality at this court. And like every court I've been associated with, it's a wonderful place to work. I have wonderful colleagues. We eat lunch together. We go to dinner at one another's homes. We have fun together. We play practical jokes on one another once in a while. And we shake hands every time we gather.
I loved that you sort of then gave us an inside look at what it's like for you and your colleagues on the court. And that was 2019, 2 years in. You just marked 9 years on the court. I wonder, a lot has happened since then. How's it going?
It's funny, everything that you just played, I just think, well, that's still true today. And it's also been part of our history. You got to remember that, like John Adams and Thomas Jefferson, a story we tell in the book, they disagreed about an awful lot. They fought politically. They saw very different visions of what our national government should look like in relationship to state governments. They didn't speak for years. But as we tell in the book, they came back together at the end of their lives, remembering the achievement of the Declaration and their work together. They were both very instrumental in the drafting of the Declaration as their proudest moment. And they came to realize that far more unites them than divides them. And I hope that 2026 is a little bit like that, too, for us. A moment when we realize the Declaration's 3 great ideas, that each of us is created equal, that every one of us has unalienable rights given to us by God, not by government, and that we have the power and the right to rule ourselves. Those 3 ideas unite us all. They speak to every human heart. They exclude no one, and they are our nation's mission statement. And it's up to each of us to make that mission statement real in our own times.
Really interesting. The Wall Street Journal over the weekend published this piece by the editorial board. I'm sure you probably saw it, The Triumph of Clarence Thomas. The Wall Street Journal editorial board writes, as he becomes the 2nd longest serving justice, the Supreme Court has shifted his way. It congratulates Thomas, who this week became the second longest serving Supreme Court justice in history. I believe he has to wait till 2028 to become the longest. The journal talks about the longevity that is ultimately the reward, but more importantly, that the 77-year-old justice has served long enough to see his originalist view of the Constitution remake American law. He certainly had his time to leave his mark on the court. How would you describe it?
I adore that man. He is a great student and scholar of the Constitution. The ideas that we discuss in this book and try and introduce to children are things he feels incredibly passionate about. He also has maybe the best laugh of anyone I know, a great booming laugh that echoes through the court all the time. People in the court, he knows everybody's name. He's a man of great and deep faith. And he has lived the American story, the American dream. And if anybody wants to know more about Clarence Thomas, I just cannot recommend his book, My Grandfather's Son, enough.
All right, so as we wrap things up, and we've got a hold of this beautiful book, we head towards America 250. We're going to probably roll tape on this as it's going to be a big celebration. What's your message as we mark this 250th year?
We're going to have fireworks and parades, and it's going to be great. But maybe we could take a minute, too, to reflect on the sacrifice and courage of the people who made it all possible. And maybe as well spend a moment with the ideas that they fought and died for, those three big ideas in the Declaration, and think about what it takes to maintain them and what our part is in maintaining them in our own time.
Absolutely. Justice Gorsuch, always a pleasure. Thank you very much, sir.
Sandra, thank you.
Yeah, good to have you on. John?
Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube and catch full shows streaming now on Fox One.